Jobs Tiny House Build videos, and today I'm working here in between my bathroom area and my living room area in the wood stove compartment. Even though I already added a polystyrene heat resistant layer, I will add an extra layer of steel on top of it. I've already started on the top here because this part will also need to be protected from heat since the pipe runs through. And I've cut out this steel component to fit exactly in place for the roof as well. To finish off the ceiling, I made this white painted piece of wood that will fit into place, and that will be bolted right there into place. Because heat rises up, these areas have to be especially resistant to warmth. So I'll be using some rock wool to make an extra layer of heat resistance in between the ceiling and the exterior layer. All of the insulative components have been installed, as you can see. Also, this has been installed and all of the LED strips are even running down here. In the bathroom I finished everything and I made a cabinet. And that's all done, and as you can see also the LED strips are working there. Time to work on the outside. Now it's time to screw the steel into the tiny house frame, and I'm doing that with these colored screws. Where two different panels meet, I'm screwing every single hole, and then I'm skipping one and screwing all of there. But first I need to pre-drill all of the holes. These screws have a special washer on them with a water-resistant foam that will spread out when you tighten it. So when I insert it, it will pass through the wood into the steel frame and then squish out here to make it waterproof. Right here between the intersection of the wood grain steel and the black steel, I will make a piece of the same stuff here, vertical, because that's exactly the same height, so it will look nice and clean. So I found myself a leftover piece marked 2.50 meters in length, and now I can chop that up. I'll be folding over the outer edge so that it's a nice smooth finish. I clamped it into the table and now I can just hammer it over. Alright, the time has come to install the huge white roof panels. Now I'm pretty much completely finished with all the furring trims on the top. And I'll be able to place all of the panels on the front side and then on the back side. And lap them over to be all watertight, and all the water will flow down this way. Because the water will flow from the back to the front, I'll have to guide the water to go around the roof window here and around this corner here to be able to flow into the water capturing device, which is called a gutter, and then flow into my water tank to be off the grid. So first I'm just placing them on the roof, and then I'm going to draw where I have to cut. These panels are protected with some plastic, so I gotta peel that off, and that is very satisfying. I couldn't get 8-meter long strips, so I have two pieces and they will need to overlap each other so that the water can smoothly flow to the next piece. I'll make an 8 cm overlap. I'll cut out these pieces with the angle grinder so that the flat piece can overlap the next part. So as you can see, I've cut out this little bit and it can just slide in like so. I'm laying all my panels out and I'm cutting them right now. I need to make the hole for my roof window at the shower. So I cut out that section and now I also need to make a rounded curve at the end of the tiny house. And luckily that's also 50 centimeters, exactly as wide as the panel. So I can just make a nice radius this way. Here at the intersection of the window I would need to guide the water to that panel, so I cut out these pieces and hammer them flat, and then I'll be able to line them up like this so the water can flow over, and I'll place a piece of wood this way to guide the water this panel. Here at the overlap, in case of any leaking, I have made a little gutter so that all the water could just run out into the walls instead of staying on the roof. All the steel components are prepared and cut, and now without a mustache I can mount them to my roof. I'll be using these steel screws for the overlapping parts, and on the edge I will be using watertight white finished screws, just like the wood ones on that side. And then when all the screws are in, I can click in the next panel. Alright, half of the panels are screwed into their places and now it's time to do the other half. First I need to do the connection points between them and make them properly watertight with this special roof sealer. I'll add a strip across the whole length and a S, and then I'll slide it over and press it firmly on top. There's a piece of wood underneath to keep it all straight and sealed. Now I need to screw it tight here. Alright, now it's time to mount the corners, and I'll be starting here with the slanted wall. And the corners just fit on like that, and I just have to screw them in. I already pre-cut the bottom to fit nicely, and that's an easy job. Alright, the whole roof is installed, and now that the roof and the roof corners are done, I need to work on the trims around the window on the top and around all the windows on the side. I'll start here with the window on the back side. I inserted a piece of steel here underneath this piece of steel, and now I'll make some more pieces of steel to go on top of this part, and then I'll put some corners on here as well. So I just cut out a thin strip of the wood steel, and I'll put that right here. And I cut out a bigger piece to fit here on the bottom. Now I'll have this flush with the window, so it needs to be a straight edge along this side. So I'll put on some sandpaper on the floor and I'll sand it smooth. Alright guys, this is what it looks like right now. All the pieces that I had in store are used. Now I need to wait for custom profiles to cover all these edges. As you can see, the top on all sides have been done. I need to wait for the custom profiles for the windows and the door as well. And on the top of my house here at the roof, where I have my hole to the shower, I will also have some custom profiles to make it all waterproof. These corners were a bit of a hassle, so I made a solution which works great but looks semi-okay. So the rail comes here and it switches from outside to underneath so that the water can flow over the profile, but it still has a nice white edge on the bottom. In a couple of days I'll be going on a weeks-long vacation. After that I'll finish everything, do the garage door, and then I'll leave to the Netherlands. So one more vlog left until I leave. Thank you very much for watching. I'm very excited, and I'll see you next time.